Good morning. My name's Stefan, and this is Migraine International Patient's Perspective. Our new episode, we're going to talk about a few short subjects. I'm trying to shorten the format for my videos, so here we go. I know that a lot of us, when we have our migraines, especially if we're those types that have frequent or almost daily migraines, we feel guilty because we're not able to participate in sometimes our jobs, our work, our families, special events, things like that. The guilt comes from us not realizing we need to educate the people around us and change their expectations of us. Because if you can't do something, we don't need to go through this thing of questioning, oh yeah, you just take an Excedrin and you'll get over it. The people that you frequent, whether it's employers, spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, your children, whoever it is that's close to you, when you're not having a headache, you need to have this conversation with them and set up their expectations on how they can help you during one of your migraine attacks. If you give them a job to do, then they're not as likely to be complaining. Maybe then they'll be more sympathetic. But them not knowing the severity, the frequency, and the way your migraines work leaves them with no information to respond by. So, a lot of people respond with sarcasm. So the other thing is, when these people say stuff like that, just let it go. Just don't even respond to it when they say, oh, take some Excedrin. We need to find out what works for us. And that is a very difficult task. It's not something that we can, figure out overnight. Many of us, like me, I've been doing this since 1970. Yeah, I don't do the math. But that's a long time. And as my life has progressed, the migraines have gotten worse, gotten better, gotten more extreme, gotten longer, and then you go through a period of where they might go away and then they come back. And the hard part is figuring out what causes that. So when we feel guilty about our migraines and what it does to our personal and professional lives, we tend to try to pretend that it's not there. You try to get through at work, you try to get through at home, but by pretending, we are giving the impression to other people that, hey, we're fine, we can get through it, it's not a big deal. Well, for me, it is a big deal. And yeah, you still try, to live life. And, it's good to have a positive outlook, but, sometimes you have to deal with reality. Now, a lot of neurologists and headache doctors, they're going to throw every medication they can at them because that's what they were trained to do in school. And that's fine if those medications work for you. I've been through just about every preventative, and they really haven't done much for me. In fact, Topamax or Topiramate or whatever you want to call it, all it did was give me brain fog, and it didn't prevent anything. Emgality worked for about a year in reducing the number and severity, but I still had them. Ajovy, I might as well not even have taken it, and I'm not on any of them right now. So part of what we need to do as an ongoing thing for our migraines, and I've heard this over and over from neurologists and from advocates and everything else, we need to try to take care of all the other possible triggers. Okay, we do a little self-healing. We know there's things like caffeine and chocolate and foods with red dye in them and all of these things. And you could probably get a list on the internet that are triggers for migraines. So we need to reduce the number of triggers. And if you're not sure what your triggers are, drop something out of your diet, see if it helps. If it doesn't, you have to figure that out. But as far as self-healing goes, I found an article the other day, and it gave me a couple of points that I had heard before on our page and the internet. Was we do some self-healing. And the first one was controlled breathing. So what they're talking about is, you breathe in for 3 to 5 seconds, however long you can do it. Hold it for a second and then breathe it out. Now, I'm not going to get into the medical explanation for all of this because this is not a medical broadcast. It's simply anecdotal information that we all accumulate based on our experiences with migraines. So think about this. If you've ever been to the hospital or in an ambulance as a result of your migraines, when they put that oxygen cannula on you, doesn't it make you feel better pretty quick? Might not take your headache away right away, until you get the cocktail, but just adding the oxygen, it sort of makes you feel better a little bit. Anytime you have a high oxygen environment, it gives you a feeling, a better feeling of yourself. So self-breathing you can do anytime. If you feel a migraine coming on, do that for 3 or 4 minutes at a time and see if it helps your migraines back off. The other thing that they mentioned in this article was stress reduction. Now, we all have bills. We all have family members to deal with. We have jobs with varying stress levels. But find time to do something for yourself that relaxes you, whether it's the Calm app, where you're listening to calming music. Some people like it dead quiet. I can't stand it dead quiet because of my tinnitus in my ears. But work on reducing stress in any way that you can find. And even if you need therapy, some people need to go talk to somebody. And if you can't afford therapy, find a friend, a pastor, somebody like that. Okay, and the last thing is I said something earlier in one of my posts where I was talking about getting off all the meds. So I went to a new neurologist and told him, I said, my last neurologist didn't want me to go off all these medicines. I didn't need to get a baseline on where I am actually and where we can start again. So for a month now, I've been off topiramate. I've been off of sertraline. I've been off of the monthly injectables, the Ajovy. And to tell you the truth, it really didn't make a major difference. I have had some longer migraines. I'm sure my body misses some of that stuff. And I've had a few severe, but in the grand scheme of things, all of that medicine I was taking was not helping me at all. So finally, I'm at a baseline. I haven't been doing these videos because I just haven't felt up to it, but I'd like to start doing them. And I said I was going to keep this one short, and I'm almost 10 minutes. But what I'd like for you guys to do is think about your personal experiences and ways that you can reduce stress, use breathing techniques, be honest with your family and friends, figure out what works for you and express that to your neurologist. And I know in some areas it's hard to get appointments with neurologists. I happen to live in a city in Detroit, Michigan that has several major hospital systems competing, and neurology is a big thing here. So I don't have that problem. If you can't change neurologist, you just need to be brutally honest with your neurologist about what you expect from them. We had a new member was talking about she was having trouble speaking and verbalizing, stuttering, and things like that. And she mentioned it to the neurologist, and he kind of blew it off. So, anytime you have things that feel like they might be neurological changes that's causing you to do stuff like not being able to verbalize, severe, having severe pain, not being able to walk, your head's hurting so bad that you're seeing stars, things like that, you need to see the emergency room and get a call into your neurologist. And if you're not happy with your neurologist, talk to the neurologist in the emergency room, and try to get a referral to another one. So I hope some of this rings true to you guys, and I'll try to get better at getting my videos going and not saying the word But anyway, that's it. Have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. And if you would please go to YouTube and look up Migraine International Patient's Perspective and subscribe to my videos. It would help me a lot if we could get 1,000 followers on that page, as well as Migraine Buddy Group. So, have a great day, my friends.